The Galactic Council Hall was silent. Thousands of alien leaders sat in a massive circular chamber floating in deep space. This council ruled most of the known galaxy. They had seen wars, extinctions, and the fall of powerful civilizations. Yet, today, they were discussing a small and young species called humans. Humans came from a blue planet on the edge of the galaxy. They had no massive fleets, no planet-killing weapons, no ancient empire history. Too many races. Humans looked weak and slow. A powerful alien empire known as the Krail Dominion stood before the council. Their leader spoke with confidence. "We request approval to expand into human territory," he said. "They occupy valuable space and offer no resistance." Murmurs spread across the chamber. Some leaders agreed, some did not. Humans were not important to them. Then something unexpected happened. An ancient race called the Velari asked to speak. The Velari were one of the oldest surviving species in the galaxy. They had witnessed wars long before most empires were born. The Velari elder moved slowly to the center. His voice was calm but heavy. "We advise against attacking humans," he said. The room grew quiet. The Krail leader laughed softly. "Why should we fear them?" he asked. "They have no great weapons, no warrior culture." The Velari elder looked at him. "Because humans do not fight to conquer," he replied. "They fight to survive." Some council members showed interest. Others showed doubt. The elder continued. "We observed humans for centuries," he said. "They are not violent by nature. They avoid war whenever possible. But when pushed to the edge, they change." The council listened closely now. The elder's eyes reflected old memories. "Humans do not show their strength," he said. "They hide it. They adapt. They learn faster than any species we have seen." The Krail leader crossed his arms. "Every species adapts," he said. "Yes," the elder replied. "But humans adapt through loss." A strange silence followed. The elder continued speaking slowly. "When humans lose," he said, "they remember. They study their enemy. They remove fear from their hearts." Some council members shifted uneasily. The elder raised his hand. "We once saw humans lose an entire colony," he said. "They did not cry for revenge. They rebuilt. And when attacked again, they ended the threat completely." The Krail leader's confidence weakened slightly. "But they are still weak compared to us," he said. The elder's voice became firm. "Strength is not only size or weapons," he said. "Strength is will." The elder stepped back. "Attack humans," he warned, "and you will not face an army. You will face a decision." The council waited. "What decision?" someone asked. The elder answered, "The decision to erase you." A chill passed through the chamber. Even species without fear felt something strange. The Krail leader stayed silent. Then he spoke. "We accept the risk," he said. "The Krail Dominion does not fear humans." The elder closed his eyes slowly. "Then this council has been warned," he said. The meeting ended soon after. Ships departed in all directions, but something had changed. Far away, on a quiet human world, no alarms were ringing, no fleets were moving yet. Humans did not know they had been discussed. They did not know war was coming, but deep in space, an ancient race watched in silence, knowing one truth: the galaxy had just made a terrible mistake. The Krail Dominion fleet moved toward human space with confidence. Hundreds of massive warships entered the outer human systems. Their weapons were active. Their shields were strong. To them, this was not a war. It was an expansion. The first human colony they reached was small, a mining world with few defenses. The Krail expected resistance. They expected fear, but no human ships attacked. No weapons fired. Instead, human stations powered down. Civilian ships began to leave the planet. The Krail commanders watched in confusion. Humans were running. Families evacuated. Cities went dark. The Krail leader smiled. "They surrender without a fight," he said. Just as predicted, the fleet moved closer. They scanned the planet. There were no hidden weapons, no traps detected. Human messages finally appeared on Krail screens. Short and calm. "This world is being evacuated. We will not fight here." The Krail laughed at the message. "To run is to accept defeat," one commander said. They landed troops anyway. But the planet was empty. No soldiers, no civilians, only silent cities. The Krail claimed victory. They sent reports back to their empire. Humans flee when faced with power. Resistance is minimal across several systems. The same thing happened. Human colonies evacuated one by one. No battles, no resistance. The Krail fleet pushed deeper. Each success increased their confidence. Each empty planet confirmed their belief. But something strange followed them. Communication delays increased. Supply ships stopped responding. A Krail logistics ship vanished near a human asteroid belt. Then another disappeared near a gas giant. No distress signals were sent. The Krail commanders blamed technical issues. Human technology is weak, they said. They cannot harm us. Then a patrol ship went silent. Its last report mentioned strange sensor readings, unknown objects moving without engines. The Krail ignored it. They focused on their advance. Meanwhile, far behind the front lines, human fleets were not chasing the enemy. They were waiting, hidden among debris fields, inside asteroid shadows, near dying stars. Human commanders spoke little. Orders were short, movements precise. They did not speak of revenge. They spoke of timing. A human officer watched the Krail fleet on a tactical screen. "They think we are afraid," he said calmly. Another officer replied, "Let them." The Krail reached the key system, a crossroads of human trade routes. They expected another easy victory. Instead, their sensors failed. Navigation systems glitched. Supply routes collapsed. Human strikes came without warning. Small ships attacked from darkness. They did not destroy. They disabled. Krail warships lost engines, lost communication, then vanished. No human messages followed. No victory signals. Cliff finally realized something was wrong. "This is not retreat," one commander said. "This is a trap." But it was too late. Across human space, evacuated worlds activated hidden systems. Defense networks awakened. Humans had not run from war. They had moved it, far away. The Valari elder watched the reports arrive. His expression did not change. "They had begun," he whispered, and the Krail Dominion took its first step toward destruction. The Krail Dominion finally understood they were no longer in control. Their fleet was deep inside human space, but their power felt weaker with every passing hour. Long-range communication failed completely. Orders from high command never arrived. Fleet leaders were forced to make decisions alone. They regrouped their remaining ships, formed defensive formations, waiting for a direct human attack. But no large human fleet appeared. No massive battle began. Instead, silence surrounded them. Human attacks came in short moments, fast, quiet, and precise. A supply ship vanished, then a repair vessel. Krail scanners showed nothing. No engine trails, no weapon fire. The Krail commanders grew nervous. This was not how war was supposed to feel. Human ships were small, faster than expected. They struck weak points only. Fuel depots exploded without warning. Navigation beacons went dark. Krail fleets became lost inside enemy territory. One Krail captain watched his fleet drift without fuel. "This is not battle," he said. "This is starvation." Humans never attacked strong warships first. They targeted support ships, repair crews, communication relays. Each loss made the Krail weaker. Each hour increased panic. Human commanders observed everything. They tracked movement patterns, predicted reactions. A human strategist spoke calmly. "They move like an empire." He said, "They depend on structure." Another officer replied, "We removed the structure." Human forces avoided glory. They avoided direct confrontation. They focused on efficiency. Captured Krail transmissions revealed fear. Confusion spread among alien crews. Morale collapsed slowly. Some Krail ships attempted retreat, but human minds blocked jump routes. Silent. Weapons triggered without light or sound. Ships vanished mid-jump. Crews never knew what hit them. The Krail began firing wildly into empty space, seeing enemies where none existed. A Krail admiral finally shouted the truth. "These humans are not warriors," he said. "They are predators." On a hidden human command ship, an officer listened to the report. He did not smile. "They are wrong," he said quietly. "We are survivors." Humans remembered every loss, every destroyed colony, every evacuated world. They did not rush. They did not waste resources. Each human strike was calculated. Each move reduced enemy options. The Krail fleet grew smaller daily. Ships abandoned each other. Trust broke down. Without supplies, without communication, without hope, a Krail commander sent a desperate message into space. "We request negotiations." The message was received, but never answered. Humans were not angry. They were focused. Their strategy followed a simple rule: end the threat forever. As days passed, Krail ships stopped moving, drifting in darkness. Human forces waited patiently, watching the enemy collapse from within, far away. The Galactic Council received fragmented reports, entire Krail fleets missing. The Valari Elder closed his eyes. "This is the phase they fear," he said. "What phase?" another asked. "The moment humans stop fighting," the Elder replied, "and start finishing." Deep in human space, the hunt continued, silent, relentless, and the Krail Dominion realized too late. They were no longer invading, they were being erased. News of the Krail disaster began to spread across the galaxy. At first, it came as broken signals, lost fleets, silent ships, unanswered calls for help. Many believed it was a mistake. The Krail Dominion was too powerful to fail. They had conquered dozens of systems. The Galactic Council demanded reports, but no clear answers arrived. Only fear. Surveillance probes entered former Krail battle zones. They found empty space, debris fields without signs of battle. No massive explosions, no burned planets, just silence. Alien analysts grew uneasy. "This does not look like war," one said. "This looks like removal." The ancient Valari watched quietly. They had seen this pattern before. Smaller empires began to panic. Trade routes near human space closed. Borders were reinforced. Some races praised humans as defenders. Others feared them more than the Krail. A council member asked openly, "Are humans merciful or dangerous?" The Valari Elder answered slowly, "They are both." Inside the Krail Dominion, chaos ruled. Supply worlds stopped receiving fleets. Command stations lost contact. Entire sectors went dark. Krail citizens began to flee, but there was nowhere safe to go. Human attacks did not target civilians. They avoided population centers. This confused the galaxy even more. "If they can destroy the Krail," one counselor said, "why do they hold back?" The answer arrived soon. A damaged Krail warship escaped human space, barely functional, its hull torn, systems failing. The crew sent a message to the Galactic Council, their voices shaking. "They do not hate us," the captain said. "They do not celebrate. They simply remove us." The message ended suddenly. The ship went dark. Fear gripped the council chamber. Even proud empires stayed silent. New laws were proposed. Never provoke humans. Never test their limits. Observers noticed another detail. Human worlds once evacuated were returning to life. Cities powered up. Trade resumed. Humans were rebuilding while fighting. They protected their people first. A young council race asked, "Why are humans so calm?" The Valari Elder replied, "Because this is not their first extinction event." Records revealed human history, world wars, global disasters, near total collapses. Humans had almost destroyed themselves many times, and survived every time. They learned one rule: if survival is threatened, finish the danger completely. Fear spread faster than any fleet. Empires withdrew scouts from human space. Old treaties were rewritten. The Krail Dominion tried one final message, a warning to all: do not fight humans. It said, they will not stop. But the message came too late. Across the galaxy, a new truth formed. Humans were not weak, they were patient, and patience was far more terrifying than power. The Krail Dominion was collapsing. What remained of their fleet gathered for one last move. Their leaders believed a final attack was the only option left. They chose a human core system, a world filled with population, trade, and history. The plan was simple: strike fast, cause fear, force humans to negotiate. Thousands of Krail ships jumped together. Space bent under the pressure, weapons powered to maximum. Human sensors detected the jump instantly. Alarms rang across command centers. Human leaders did not panic. They did not rush. A single order was given: begin final protocol. This protocol had no heroic name, no symbol, no public announcement. It was designed only for one purpose: to end an existential threat. Human fleets did not meet the Krail head-on. They pulled back, luring the enemy deeper. The Krail believed this was fear. They advanced faster. Then space changed. Human devices activated across the system, not weapons, but reality control nodes. The Krail scanners failed instantly. Stars vanished from view. Navigation collapsed. Entire sections of space folded inward. Krail ships froze in place. The weapon did not explode. It erased. One moment the fleet existed, the next moment there was nothing. No debris, no energy wave, no radiation, just absence. Human observers watched in silence, no cheers, no celebration. A human officer whispered, "Threat removed." The remaining Krail ships tried to flee, but jump points no longer existed. One by one, they vanished. The Krail command ship sent a final message: "We surrender." The message was never answered. Humans did not negotiate with extinction-level threats. When the system stabilized, the stars returned. Space became normal again. Nothing remained of the Krail attack force. Across the galaxy, sensors detected the impossible. A massive fleet erased in seconds. The Galactic Council froze. This was beyond warfare. The Valari Elder lowered his head. "It is done," he said. Human space fell quiet again. Trade routes reopened. Civilian traffic resumed. For humans, this was not victory. It was closure. But for the galaxy, it was a warning written into reality itself. Attack humans, and you will not lose a war. You will cease to exist. The war ended without a celebration. No victory songs echoed through space. No monuments were built. Human worlds returned to normal. Life, cities rebuilt, ships repaired, children went back to school. For humans, survival always came first. Across the galaxy, the silence felt heavier than any explosion. The Krail Dominion no longer existed. Their name was removed from star maps. Their history classified as a warning. The Galactic Council gathered once more, this time with fear in their voices. A new law was written. Human space is untouchable. No fleet may enter without invitation. The Valari Elder stood one final time. "I warned you," he said calmly. No one argued. Records were opened. Human history was studied deeply. The galaxy learned the truth. Humans were not born warriors. They were shaped by loss. They survived ice ages, plagues, world wars, near-extinction events. Each time, they adapted, they endured. Humans did not seek conquest. They did not expand for glory. They expanded to protect. Trade slowly resumed with human systems. Diplomats approached carefully, with respect. Humans welcomed peace. They always had, but the galaxy never forgot the lesson. In distant systems, mothers warned their children, "Never anger humans." Military academies taught one rule: if humans evacuate, run. The Valari archived the war under one title: The Quiet Ending, because the most terrifying thing was how calmly it ended. No hatred, no rage, just decision. Deep in human space, a memorial floated silently, not for enemies, but for lives lost. Humans remembered the cost, not the victory. A Valari observer watched a human world from afar. Green, alive, he whispered to himself. They do not want to rule the galaxy. They only want to live. The galaxy understood now. Humans fight only when forced, but when they fight, they finish. And from that day forward, no empire tested them again, because the galaxy finally learned, hope survives with humans, but enemies do not.